which sort of hurt my feelings. Good?
I think it's good, but then I made them, so.
Oh no, not again. They never do this. It'd be real nice to get everything off, but we have too many to get done in one day. We potentially might have our first almost all-nighter tonight. 11:23. Good morning, it's Monday. We are going to weigh some market lambs. Let's do 100 and over again, eh?
Yeah.
That works out pretty good. So 100 pounds and over are gonna get put in this pen and the rest will go back in there. I don't know how many we'll have. I thought a couple weeks ago I thought we'd have a lot, but now I'm looking at them, I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay. Right out of that pot.
Last week, Monday, or
Big boy. Oh, close. Sometimes you just know, eh, by looking at them.
yeah.
Got a frame. Morning. How are we? Tomatoes? Pita? Would you do this all day? I think you would. Oh, I know. You're so hard done by. Listen. Can you? Thank you. Up we go. Ow! That was my bum. Here, Billy's mom. Well, we finished weighing those lambs. We had 20 ready, I believe, and I just wanted to share with you how they ended up doing. Minimum weight was 100 pounds, max was 112 for an average of 106.7 pounds. So 20 this week, 32 weeks ago. We've already shipped 50 out of this group. They are a good 4 months old now. When were you born? June. July, August, September, October. Yeah, they're a strong 4 months old now. The other thing I had to quickly just double check here is when I need to give my booster vaccination to the ewe lambs, which are on the other side of the barn. They're actually due next Monday. That's when I do my second evaluation on those ewe lambs, and I'll pull out a few more that's going to go over to the ram side, and they're going to get shipped as well. I have 36 I kept from March. I'll probably keep another maybe 20 to 30 from my June group, and then that'll be, you know, 50 to 60 replacement ewe lambs. I don't want too many because I don't want to overfill my barn. I like where we're at right now. It gives me lots of room for lambing. I have less sheep in my barn for sure right now. As for the rest of the day, I'm not entirely sure, but I did want to come on here and address a comment that I got first thing this morning when I opened my phone at like 5:30, which is never good. For people that create videos on YouTube, we have like what's called a studio sort of app. So we can go on that to look at all our analytics and like the newest comments that come up. And someone had wrote, It's been 3 days and you haven't responded to any comments. How rude. Which sort of hurt my feelings because I don't consider myself a rude person. But I think I needed to be called out a little bit for that. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Ever since we got Jess's diagnosis, really for the most part, I've read comments that have come up, but they've been on that little app section. And unfortunately there's no filter on that part. So the ones I see there are sometimes very negative. There was one I saw when we were in the heat of chemo with Jess, and it was a guy saying that I was killing my daughter. It destroyed me, and I think just for self-preservation to get me through this whole year, I've tried to sort of stay away from my comment section, which is sort of crappy for the 99% of you that are amazing, amazing humans. I always told myself I would never do that because I want to see like the good, the bad, because I think the bad can also sort of bring to your attention what you're missing in terms of context. But I think I've been doing this long enough that I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it anymore. I just know mentally I'm not at a good place to just be bombarded by people sort of being mean. I went through a few videos this morning and I was like, oh, you guys are literally, there are such nice, amazing humans that watch my videos. Just thank you guys for watching and for supporting us through this year. It's been a rough one. We've been a very lucky family, very blessed family, maybe is more the term. I don't know what to say. In terms of health, we really haven't had to deal with a lot, just all self-inflicted things that I'm very accident prone, and apparently so is my husband. Yeah, to deal with what we went through with Jess this year was just a whole new thing that we've had to learn how to cope and deal with. I just had to set some boundaries, and I apologize for that, but I'm going to make it my new mission to make sure I keep up with you guys again. Just checked my milk machine again because I want to wean these guys this week. That's typically when they start chewing on all the things that shouldn't be chewed on. Update on our beloved bobcat. Tom came out this morning to give it a look over and he said, I think I agree with you. It needs to go to the doctor. So it is getting picked up tomorrow and leaving the farm yet again. It was supposed to be sunny today and we have yet to see the sun. So Mark was hoping to get at beans by Wednesday, but I don't know. Anyway, instead of being depresso espresso, we hooked up the trailer, went to Home Depot, grabbed some poly plastic, what's that called? Plexiglass, maybe plexiglass? Anyway, like plastic glass. We got a few sheets of that to frame up. Mark's building the frames right now to actually winterize the cabin. We have like a screen-in porch area, so we have to winterize it. I wanted to pop on here because I'm reading my comments now, and there was another one that sort of popped up, and I'm like, oh, if someone thinks this, maybe I should just clarify a few things. I think it came to my attention in one of the comments that someone was like, most of our grain goes towards the sheep, and that's actually not at all true. We farm 1,700 acres of grain. Some of those acres are hay, so I think we have 50 acres of hay. We also took off, I don't even think it was 10 acres of corn silage. And then there's a little bit of barley or dry corn that we feed. Potentially maybe out of 1,700 acres, maybe about 70 acres might go towards the sheep, 70, let's say 80. So yeah, majority of our farm, the grain side of the farm, is for the purpose of growing grain. Over the years, we've done our best to invest in our grain elevation system. So that's adding some more bins, a grain leg, and like distribution spouts, just for better handling and quicker handling. Now we basically store everything that we can on the farm here. We market it throughout the year, so it's nice. You can capture markets that You can't otherwise if you have to just rely on selling all your crop at harvest. So yeah, before we get too much deeper into harvest, eventually, hopefully, maybe, I thought I would just come on here and answer that comment. The grain side is most definitely the emphasis of this business. The sheep holds its own for sure now, especially with this YouTube channel. That has helped immensely. Like, it's done things like added wool to our business, which I was laughing at Chris. I said 11, 12 years ago when people said, "Are you getting sheep because of the wool?" And I was like, no. And now it's like one of the things that I truly, truly enjoy. But it's only because of you guys. If I didn't have the YouTube channel, I would not be able to do anything with this wool. So I really, really appreciate it. And speaking of, I think I have all my T's crossed and I's dotted for this launch tomorrow, but I always get nervous the night before a launch. I'll probably spend a few hours after supper just double checking my website, making sure that is all set in stone. I think I've sort of got it down to a science, but I haven't done it in like a year. So I just need to double and triple check myself.
That's what I was calling it yesterday.
Good morning. We have already been working right along here. I've got something on I have straw all over my glasses. I have helped Chris do chores. We've had the insurance agent out doing his yearly sort of building inspections. And I've done, I don't know, 10 different triple checks on my website to make sure the launch is gonna go off, hopefully without a hitch. And now Mark has asked for my assistance to sort of rough in some frames that he's built for the cabin. Good?
I think it's good, but then I made them, so.
Okay, 3 minutes left. I'm just gonna FaceTime my sister. It's dirty. Oh no, not again. That's all I get. It's not working. Darn it. Hello? Oh darn. Okay, I'll just put you on speakerphone. Okay, just a sec. There you go. Are you there?
Yeah. Okay, so I gotta log in and shop my right?
Yeah, if you want to follow along.
I do.
2 minutes and counting.
Oh, good.
Deep breath. Okay, it's noon. Let's see. Let's refresh you.
We have 23 people in Sydney, Australia.
It's there, it's there! Alright, so where do you go to see what's happening? Analytics? Live view.
Yes, like.
Oh, right here. Oh, top locations. US, Australia, Canada.
True.
Seattle and Sydney, Australia. 1, 2. And Toronto is 3rd.
You're sold out here, Will.
Well, there wasn't as much of that, so I get it. That's awesome, though. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Especially when you're in here, because it doesn't reflect because of the screen.
All right. Oh, yeah, wow.
Like, it doesn't even look like.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. Huh. But it's not insulated, so we couldn't run like a heater in here and just sit out here.
No,
It
I'm
could
probably
be.
multiplexing.
Oh, right. Looks good though.
You could probably put the Mr. Heater out here and.
I mean, we have a wood stove inside and a couch, so it'd be just for. And it's not going to look like this in a month. It's going to be bare.
Yeah.
Well, what a day it has been. We were able to winterize the cabin screen and porch, which is great. I know that was on Mark's mental to-do list. We just put some extra stuff in the shipping container here. You guys, the launch went really, really well. I just want to thank you all for all the support you've given our whole entire family, especially this year. I haven't done a launch in almost a year now. I wasn't sure how the uptake would be, honestly, because I actually feel, I told Jess last night, I said, I feel like I've been at home with a baby and I'm trying to get back into work right now. Like the last couple months, I'm like, social media, I feel like I'm behind with that. I feel like I'm not putting out enough videos, and yet I don't want to put out videos that are not very good. I feel very behind. So I wasn't sure if people were over me, over the launch, over the wool. It's making me feel pretty good that you guys are just really supportive with what we put out. So thank you very much for such a good day. It has begun to sort of misty drizzle again, which is disappointing because Mark has decided that we were going to try to do soybeans tomorrow. So I don't know what's going on with this weather system, but we just are not getting a break here. Good morning. It is Wednesday, which means another ship day for myself, but it is early. It's only 9:45 and I have Carissa, so she helped me out. Oh, look at the golden girls. They're right up by the beds. Look at. Interesting. Yeah, feeding is done. I vaccinated my bottle lambs because I want to wean them just when this milk is done, which should have been yesterday. They've been slowly destroying nipples, which is one sign. Drinking water, which is another sign, and they're just not drinking the milk, which is great. So they basically wean themselves, which makes weaning day just a lot easier. So I'm going to take these lambs now and be back because we are going to attempt to do soybeans, even though there is not a stitch of sun or breeze today. But we have to get them off, or at least try. Great news, the skies have cleared, the wind has picked up, the air is like clean and dry, which means we're taking the whole brigade down to the soybean field. I think it's a 85 acre chunk, 87. It's a big field and it tends to flood. There's one area that floods, so Mark is desperate to get it off because we're in for 2 or 3 days of more rain. So yeah, we at least want to get that chunk off today, but he said this is perfect conditions to have a real good day of soybean harvest. So we are so thankful. We have been out of the fields for so long. We're literally running out of make work projects. Jess is going to help us. She's running the buggy today. She finished all of her homework yesterday, so she must have had a premonition. She's been trying to sort of keep busy. She's going rock climbing now at night with her friend a couple nights a week. But through the day, the days become pretty long if she doesn't have a lot of schoolwork to do. We're gonna get her out and get these soybeans ripped off. It'd be real nice to get everything off, but we have too many to get done in one day. Mark did the chew test on a soybean and he said it's pretty chewy. So I don't know, this might not happen. He's gonna do a little test pass and see what we're looking at. We are planning to run them through the dryer anyway, but if it's too wet, it'll be mush in the combine. We will see, hopefully.
G.I. Jane.
She's a bit of a badass.
I always turn it off when it's the weeniest patch.
Sorry. Well, we must be okay. I don't have a moisture sample yet, so I think he's just probably gonna fill this set. I'll take a sample for him, but it's combining okay. So I think that means we're gonna go, no matter what. The moisture tester on the combine saying 18, but Mark said when the beans are wet, it tends to, without calibrating it, it tends to say that the beans are drier than they are, and then when the beans are dry, without calibrating it, the tester will say they're wetter than they are. So that's why we always do a moisture test on every load anyway, just to get a good feel of if the beans have dropped in moisture or staying the same. When we finished here, like almost 2 weeks ago now, we were down into like 10% soybeans, and yeah, we're probably easily at, my guess is they're sitting at 20% right now. However, our wheat is coming up real nice now. The exposure on this camera is probably garbage. Can you see the green haze? Sort of, kind of, sort of. I believe this is the first field we planted, so it's got a good stand already, which is really good. The rain's been really good for the wheat ground for sure, and the sun is needed as well. When I dropped the lambs off this morning at the sales barn, my friend Melissa was there. She works there, and I always like running into her. I never do, but sometimes I do. She's got some pet goats there that she keeps there for sale days. The goats will lead the sheep or whatever, sheep or goats, into the ring for her. Most times I think they are goats, so. But when I drove in, the goats were out eating their grass on the front lawn. She had one inside with her, and so I was talking to the goat, of course, as I do. She led him to my trailer. I opened the trailer door, and I went in behind the sheep, and I'm like, look, it's a goat. And the goat popped its head in the trailer, and the sheep looked up, and then Melissa turned him around and walked him down the alleyway, and my sheep just went one by one off the trailer, no problem. So I'm like, I wish you were here all the time. Just goes to show you with sheep, if you have a good leader, they're a wonderful little animal to move around, but apparently I'm not a very good leader because they don't usually go off the trailer that well for me. Well, it looks like we potentially might have our first almost all-nighter tonight. The breeze is still up. I think we're on our last like 10 acres in that big field that we started today, which is amazing. It's turned out to be a really good day. The soybeans are down to under 17%. We started out at about 19.4, so I wasn't too far off with 20 as my guess. Mark just radioed Jess and I and said, what's your thoughts on running down the road and getting that last 32-acre chunk off? And we were like, okay. And I was like, feed me first. I'm gonna empty these last 2 wagons here and grab the header cart, get him moved and started in the other field, and then we've got a couple more hours, I think, and then we will be done. My girls are not happy. You're just needy. Yes, we know. Well, you guys, it is 11:23. I think we are on our last pass of soybeans 2023, which is really exciting. We got most of the soybeans off on the first round with glorious harvest weather. Today's okay, but we are definitely leaving our marks on this poor ground. I'm not sure what Mark is thinking tillage-wise to sort of smooth this out, but that is maybe a future us problem. As for soybeans, we got them done. I don't think Mark was expecting that. Corn is next. It is all close to home this year, which is nice because I have a funny feeling corn might not even get started till November. The forecast does not look great. We are just so happy that this is done. We had a lot of soybeans this year. Thanks for hanging with us. It was nice to have Jess out tonight. It's late. She will sleep in. I will probably not.